Hey, my name is Ryan Widdel. My wife Christina and I are planting Anchor Community Church this September 2026 in Lakeville, Minnesota, which is just south of the Twin Cities by a couple minutes is all. We've been really encouraged along the way of the planting process, being partnered with other organizations. And church planting for us, though, it didn't really start as like a lightning bolt kind of a moment. It was never like this audible voice of God saying, "You're going to go plant a church." Even the sense of calling was somewhat unique. I've been a pastor for almost 12 years now, which started in youth ministry and then part of my first church plant with my brother in 2015. And then being a part of a church, a multi-site church here in the Twin Cities that I got to help be a part of two starts of campuses, which had a lot of success. And I'm grateful for that because throughout the trajectory of my career, I've been able to see and learn and grow and develop in different skill sets and how strategies can be used to scale at different sizes. And so those things have been unique in that they've helped me learn things that would be applicable in church planting settings. And so when it came to church planting, for me, I started noticing this unique wiring in me years ago. And so this has been like a long boiling process of all of these things coming together over the past 2 years, really, where I sensed the calling of planting way more relevant and prevalent in my life, where I couldn't shake it anymore. In fact, there were a ton of fears along the way, such as the financial security of things. Like my wife is a stay-at-home mom, which means the financial security of things, that was a deep fear, and really the insecurity of finances. We're like, what does this mean for our family? There's a lot of uncertainty that comes with church planting and that there are no guarantees. I think the greatest fear, though, in my life was that given what God has put into my life with gift sets and skills that I've learned along the way, I did not want to be held accountable for something that I didn't do, that I knew that God had allowed me to learn how to do. And so I was like, I don't want to miss out on this opportunity to be faithful with what God has given me. And so here we are. We've just been led to conversation after conversation, and then eventually to a church planting conference last year, and then the church planting assessment last summer. And now we're planting this fall. And so we've been really encouraged by that. And it's been surprising, though, along the way, the many different people who have either said, like, I'm all in, I want to be a part of this, or even the financial partners who have gone, I want to be involved financially with what God is doing in our city. And so it's surprising, but at the same time, it's not surprising, which is, I think, a decent posture to have towards what God is doing. Like, we should be shocked, like, wow, God, this is a wonderful thing that we get to participate in. But at the same time, we should not be shocked because, like, what can't God do? He can do anything he wants to do. And so we want to be a part of that and be faithful in taking obedient steps along the way. If I could change anything, though, looking back, it would have been I would have taken steps sooner, truthfully, because I think there was a time where I did feel this sense of calling towards church planting, and I just let it simmer. And that's not a bad thing. I think it's wise to even trust other voices in your life, which we did. And we just were waiting patiently for the right timing, and God seemingly just opened all the doors where we didn't feel like we needed to push our way through anything. So we were really encouraged by that along the way. And if you're considering church planting or even starting conversations around what that might look like for you in your context, I would say get around other people who have done it. Maybe it's having another conversation with someone at Converge, and it could just be invaluable to get some of the next steps or to at least learn from somebody else who's done it, or they might be able to connect you with somebody who has, which would be really helpful too. But as we're getting ready to get started here in the next few months with our church, we're really encouraged and believing that God is going to do things more and more in ways that we'll be continuously surprised, but also not surprised by the impact that he wants to have right here in our city. And we just want to be radically faithful enough to go, here we are. God, what are you doing currently, and how can we be involved in it and bring others along the way? And hopefully with what we're doing with Anchor Community Church is that we'll get to be a church plant that makes disciples that start other churches that make disciples. And so that's our passion. That's what we're looking forward to. And anybody who's curious about church planting, I would say don't let that desire or that feeling or that prompting go away without serious prayer and consideration and conversation with some of the right people that love and care about you and would affirm how God has possibly wired you. And maybe that is to start something new right in your context. But anyways, God bless you, and I hope that the path that leads you to wherever God is taking you is clear with the faith steps that He'd have for you. God bless.